Well, welcome to another firearms show. Chad, good to have you as always.
And you as well.
So today we have something a little unique, and yet it's going to look extremely familiar to most people.
Definitely.
It looks like an AR-15, but there's something a little different, right? Tell us about it.
300 Blackout. Actually, I got interested in this because I just wanted to see a slightly larger round, just being fired overall. And, the fact that we were just firing 147 grain out of this, which is the same as the AK. Granted, a little different ballistics behind it all. It's not as, fast.
So technically, though, in terms of the mechanical differences between this and an AR-15,
there are none.
There's no difference.
Yeah, the only difference between this and a standard AR is literally the barrel, and that's it. Everything else, magazines, bolt, upper, lower, everything remains the same.
Standard AR-15 magazines, the 5.56
Yes, sir.
Now the bullet itself, or the whole cartridge, what's the difference in there? More or less powder, bigger or smaller bullet?
Bigger bullet, a little less powder, because basically you just neck down the brass to fit the 147 grain lead on that. So and it fires much smoother.
I tell you, taking this out on the range was quite interesting because we fired this back to back with a standard AR-15 firing 5.56 rounds, and there was a little less recoil. It was just smooth. I don't know. It just had a slightly different feel to it. Very, very comfortable to shoot.
I agree. It was awesome.
Now, are there benefits of the 300 Blackout round in terms of what the different use cases are?
It was actually, from my read on it, it was actually designed to fire with shorter barrels and full auto rate.
Well, there you go.
So it's very, very quiet when suppressed. From what I've been reading, very, very quiet. But that goes all along with our shooting because it was actually less bang.
Yeah,
than,
it was. I was actually very surprised that there was such a noticeable difference between the two. Not that an AR-15 is difficult to shoot.
No,
there's very little recoil to it or anything, but this steps it down just a hair, makes it very comfortable to fire. Now, what I like about this is some of the, I don't know if you can see it here. We'll hold this up. It says 300 Blackout here on the dust cover. Nice little touch when someone's looking at it. And I'll flip it around here, see if you can see this on here. Right there, it says 300 Blackout. It just, some nice little touches if someone is seeing this on the range, that they can take a look and go, that's something different.
exactly.
Now, in terms of our standard review, we really don't need to do much, but we can talk about some of the differences, some of the different accessories that we have on this one that are kind of handy. This mag pull grip.
Love it.
It's very nice.
Absolutely love it.
It's got kind of a rubbery texture to it. Just feels so secure in your hand because your hand's not going to slip, and it's very comfortable to fire with that. So I really like that, and maybe that helped with the feeling of recoil as well. Just because I wouldn't say it's got padding per se, but it's just comfortable. It's comfortable, and there's just enough rubber in there that you get a good feel to it. And tell us about this. This is obviously a little bit different than most people have seen.
Yeah, that's what it's just called a naked buffer tube is what it is. I just got us a little bit more matching with the barrel. Have the Magpul CTR stock, and ended up going with a nickel-plated bolt carrier group.
Yeah, that really stands out.
It brings it all together, I think.
Now, this particular stock, very cool. It's got some extra padding on here. I don't really call this padding per se.
No.
But it's just enough to help take it down a little bit. So still with the grip, this buttstock, and the difference in that round really makes a big difference.
I was very impressed with it.
Now, cost of ammo these days. AR-15 ammo. In fact, on the way to the range, I stopped by our new Cabela's up here, and I picked up X-Tac what brand is
PMC.
that? PMC X-Tac 5.56 standard rounds for $9.99 a box of 20.
Yeah, you're going to pay a little bit more for 300 black because you have to neck down that 223 or the 5.56.
Are you able to find that at most stores, or is that usually online ordering?
I haven't looked, but I'd be surprised if Cabela's didn't carry that.
We did see some at the last gun show we went to, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
So if you have access to the 300 Blackout rounds, this could be a fun little option for you, just because it just feels different when you're firing it. And you can see from our range footage that it was right on target. There was no accuracy issues. We were just using the iron sights on here, and again, these are some of our favorite sights here. We got the Magpul pop up. These just pop down when not in use. Very easy to work, and flip up real nice. These things run about $80 a pair.
Thereabouts, depending on where you get them.
So, you get what you pay for. Be really careful when you get these. There is an exact, from Magpul, they make the exact thing in a polymer that's designed for airsoft.
Yep.
You really want these nice metal ones when you're putting it on something that's going to have a little bite to it.
Yeah, these have the polymer in it as well, but these are just their design.
Yeah, the difference being $20 a pair or $80 a pair.
It's a clear indication there.
Yeah, and you want something that's going to hold zero really well, so definitely spend the extra money on these. You can easily put any optics on here. It's got the full rail on here. So, but we were working it with the iron sights, and man, that thing was just fun.
Yeah, we were definitely tearing some holes.
So if you're looking at an AR-15 and you want something a little bit different, maybe consider building a 300 Blackout. It was fun.
I agree.
All right, well, that's our quick little roundup of the 300 Blackout AR-15. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.